This viral video from Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field Sunday captures the moment trash talk took a turn. The Eagles now banning that fan from the team stadium for life after he unleashed this vulgar tirade.
I mean, that seems a little excessive. It seems like you shouldn't speak to another person, much less another woman, that way. But that's unfortunately what happened with a notoriously aggressive Philadelphia Eagles fan. Apparently, Eagles fans are known as notoriously aggressive, and they took it a little too far this time. So one fanatic is in hot water after launching this vile attack on a female Green Bay Packers fan. And this took place last weekend. The video was posted by Alexander Basara, and it shows his fiancé, Ally Keller, being berated by this Philly fanatic at the Eagles stadium. So here's the original video posted with the caption, "What it's like going to Philly just trying to root for your team." Take a look.
After reviewing the play, the runner was short of the goal line.
They got one more yard though. They're close.
Yeah, but they're not in. It's not a touchdown.
Yeah.
So you don't jerk off in the air.
Okay, well, don't call her. Don't.
She's an ugly, dumb.
Cool.
After the third quarter, I'm ugly. You're doing it. I'm so sorry. Turn around, watch the game.
Yep.
So the media, or the couple, I should say, spoke to the media after this incident took place, and they explained that this is beyond normal trash talking between opposing fans. Let's hear what they had to say.
Wasn't about the game either. Like, he was making personal jabs at me.
He just kept saying some of the same things, so I turned around, we ignored him, and it just continued throughout the entire game and got worse and worse.
They say personal insults followed.
Actually, you're not even good looking enough to be talking to me. And then I said, what does that mean? And he said, you know what that means. And so I said, have you looked in the mirror yourself? And he said, yeah, but I'm a man. I'm allowed to be ugly. You're a woman. There's all Eagles fans allowing this to happen. So I didn't want to turn around and yell at this guy and then have my fiance get jumped in the crowd.
So after that original video got 31 million views on X, the man who was attacking this woman was identified and is now definitely regretting his decision. So he's been banned from the Eagles Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. He's also been fired from his job as a business analyst. Man, why can't people be normal? Why can't people be normal? But yeah, so he gets fired, and you might be surprised to learn specifically where he worked.
Consulting firm BCT Partners that specializes in equity and DEI services identifying the fan in the video as employee Ryan Caldwell and says that he's been let go from the firm.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. BCT Partners founder.
God. Oh my God.
I'll get to what BCT Partners founder Randall Pickett has to say in just a minute, but I mean,
speechless. Speechless. Look, I have my own issues with the DEI industrial complex. I think a lot of it is a grift. Maybe these guys do excellent work and actually foster great environments at the workplaces they're consulting. Maybe they do. I've never come across a DEI program at my job that was like beneficial to the people that participated, but whatever. Maybe these guys are the exception to that rule. What I will say, and we got Kate on the line and she's a Philadelphia native and we're gonna be sensitive.
Not a native.
We gotta keep it. Oh, okay, but she just lives there. Okay, we got to keep it 1,000. Philadelphia sports fans are the worst in the country. It's not even close. These are the people that booed Santa Claus at a Eagles game. Michael. So there's this tradition in sports where a road player, especially in football or even basketball, like a road player goes down with like a really scary injury, and the medics come and everybody comes, and the guy gives a thumbs up. And the whole crowd cheers like, oh, he's okay. He didn't get hurt. Michael Irvin once went down in a game against the Philadelphia Eagles. He got put on a stretcher, didn't do the thumbs up, neck, gurney, whole thing. The whole crowd stood up and cheered. That happened. That happened. That happened with that same fan base. These people are maniacs. And I'm not ashamed to say it's not just because I'm a Mets fan and I hate the Phillies. Yes, I hate Phillies fans too. They're just nuts. They're just really aggressive people about the team. Another thing, like, so, I spent 2 years at Penn State, which is in the middle of the state. So what does that mean? There's a lot of both Eagles and Steelers fans. And before too, because I was there from 2005 to 2007, like the Eagles had never won a Super Bowl. They were basically like the losers of it. And the Steelers had this rich history of championships and, title town and blah, 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 and all of this stuff. And to a man, Steelers fans, just nice people, like their team. They do their little, here we go. They do their little chant, they do their little whatever, and it's cool. Eagles fans, they're the people's getting into the fights at the bars, fighting with random kids, they're just nuts. So I experienced it first and forehand in college. Like I never knew a Philly sports fan because I lived in New York. I didn't know any Philly sports fans until 2005. And I was like, oh my God, these are the most miserable people on planet Earth. It's crazy. So this video is actually indicative of the mania of Philly sports fandom. It's true.
What do you think is behind the psychology of any sports fan that gets this riled up? And by the way, I'll put my cards on the table. Obviously, I'm not into sports, so I don't get heated about sports ever. But even my dad, sweetest man, okay, the most patient man I've ever witnessed in my life, kind, will give you the shirt off his back. But when he's watching football, like European soccer, and his favorite team is losing, oh my God. I'm like, who even is this person?
Inconsolable. Right? Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't call a woman an ugly C-word.
That's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy.
But what's behind that? Like, why is it because they bet money on the game? Like, why are they
I think there's just, like, sports is, I don't know, it's tapping into something tribal and primal, a sort of us versus them, like in the most basest way. And I think, to be honest, like, the ugly truth about it is like that kind of enthusiasm is what propels sports as a business. Like people are irrationally involved and obsessed with sports and the outcomes, and it's why it makes so much money. And I do think if we took it completely out of the game, irrational fandom, that it wouldn't be quite as profitable a business as it is. This is sort of the soft underbelly of sports fandom. And most people are good enough buying their jersey and their gear, showing up to the game, cheering for their team, razzing a couple of the freaking, away fans that happen to be there, moving on with their lives. But there always is that element. It just feels like Philadelphia is just in more of a possession of that element. But to answer your question, and I do think it is this like tribal sort of, it's us versus them kind of mentality.
Yeah. And I mean, you're cheering on, for the most part, in most cases, a team that represents your town or your city.
It's your identity.
Yeah, I get that.
You're not playing like these people are somehow, you've made them an extension of who you are. As like it's core to this guy. His Eagles fandom is core to his own identity, man. And so, I hope they reach out to this guy in like 3-4 years and say, you can come back to the games. Just make sure you please behave yourself. And I hope he's able to get another job,
You just need to do 400 hours of diversity, equity, inclusion training.
Sensitivity, gender sensitivity training.
Yes.
That this guy is administering that training is chef's kiss.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
So going back to him and his job. So BCT Partners founder Randall Pinkett, who ironically was the season 4 winner of The Apprentice, This story just gets weirder and weirder, doesn't it? This is what he has to say. So the language was vile. It was disgusting. It was unacceptable and horrific. It was diametrically opposed to the values that we espouse at BCT. And look, I have become a lot more against firing people for having a bad moment in public.
Yeah, but
in this case,
this is tough.
This is tough because of what the job is, because of what the company represents, right? And so if you've got an employee.
Like if you call a doctor roofing a chick, a pharmacist or something, it's like.
No, doctor roofing a chick is done. Like I'd want that person fired right away.
It's like this is like, it's connected to you work in drugs.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, no, you work in this thing.
You're making your company look bad. Like, what are you doing?
God, dude.
But despite firing Caldwell, the founder of the company also condemned what he called cancel culture. Interesting. So let's read that statement. It's not just that we have parted ways with Mr. Caldwell, but we were very clear in our statement that we extended grace and support to him, that we could be better. What troubles me is his behavior, but what also troubles me is the cancel culture that we live in. I just feel like this is not the right example of cancel culture. I really don't.
Nah.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. I don't want to see people get fired, but like you need to do a different job.
Yeah.
Like the credibility is just gone, bro. Like you've gone viral for this. Like your company has no credibility. Also, like how do you get past the drug sniffing dogs at BTC? Like how did they not sniff this guy out? Like Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I would be careful around people who are gung-ho in espousing certain things and super aggressive. I don't know if he's like super aggressive about pushing DEI or whatever, but oftentimes the people who are the most aggressive about it, they've got issues. I'll just put it that way. Anyway, after going viral for his gross attacks against this innocent woman, Green Bay Packers fan, Caldwell issued an apology. I want to read it to you. He says, in the heat of the moment, I chose unforgiving words to address one of the fans, Miss Ally Keller. I want to sincerely apologize to Miss Keller for those words, and to my wife, family, and friends, my former employer and colleagues, Packer fans, Eagle fans, and Philadelphia Eagles, the city of Philadelphia, and all who were offended. And Philadelphia fans have a long-held reputation, as we've been talking about, for being pretty rowdy and sometimes belligerent. At one point in the late 1990s, for instance, and the early 2000s, an arraignment court was established in the basement of the team's former home at Veterans Stadium to deal with fans apprehended for drunkenness, fighting, and more on Sundays in the fall. Oh, Jesus. So, something to know, I went to a soccer game the last time I was in Munich. I was there with my husband. That's why we went to a soccer game. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone to a soccer game. It was really cold in the middle of winter in Munich. Anyway, but I just thought to myself, okay, I'll have some beers. I like beer, right? They don't sell beer in the stadium.
Nope.
Non-alcoholic beer, but that's it. Yeah.
They're plenty fired up in there. They don't need any more accelerant for how fired up these people be at these matches, dude. Like we went to a match in Barcelona when were we there? September. And yeah, same thing. We went to go get some like food, and it was like, oh, there's no cerveza? And the lady was like, no, we don't serve cerveza today. And I was like, you know what? That is for the best, because these people, dude, there was a kid with his dad, right? And the kid was like no more than 7 years old. There's no way he was older than that. And the referee, I guess, blew a call, and this kid stands up. He points at the ref and he goes, Puto!
Oh my God.
He was 7 years old. That I was like, this is absolutely nuts. These people are insane. Yeah, so no, probably don't need beers in the stands when people are that like that riled up. Yeah.
But it sucks for people who can act like adults, like enjoy the match or the game. Yeah, it really does. That's life. People always ruin it for everybody.
If you enjoyed this video, that's because of our members. They make us independent, they make us strong, and they make us honest. Become a member today by hitting the join button below.